See, this is where I have to be careful with the Daily Mail, because y'all know that I love reading their articles, right? Because people will tell you that the Daily Mail is not a reputable paper, and that depends on who you talk to, because in a lot of instances with me, I've felt the opposite, that you can find actual stuff in there that is true, okay? Whether it's fully true or fully false, that's up to you all to go find out and flesh out. In case, because the article's popping up, in case you don't know who this is, before the article even pops up, let's go to Samoa right now, where there's a rather royal visit taking place, and then after that we'll get to the article. We talk about reparations in the United States, and different people have varying points of view about that. So of course, naturally, me being born a foundational Black American, the descendants of slaves in this land, I have no dog in the fight of Great Britain or United Kingdom's Commonwealth. But he addressed the Commonwealth, and people are taking the speech that he gave as a nod that he agrees with the United Kingdom's Prime Minister Keir Starmer, that reparations are a no-no. This is going to have a divide depending on who you ask, because some nations, which they rumor New Zealand, has no problem being in the Commonwealth. Then you got nations like Jamaica, who's in the Commonwealth, but we're asking for reparations. So before I end this, I wasn't going to stay long. There are two things I want to say. The Queen lived for a long time, Her late Majesty, right? I've heard that the conversation was coming up at the end of her life but never got addressed. Why is it that as soon as she passed away, why do you all think, I feel like I was going to yawn, why do you all think that King Charles is being accosted about this more than anyone? That's the first thing I want you to question. I want you to answer if you can. The second, whether reparations come or not, should there be some type of atonement? I'll give you an example. And I guess this is a historian in me. I read somewhere that the United States is slowly returning artifacts in our major museums here. Not all, but they've returned some already to countries where those articles may have been taken in an unethical manner. I'll say that because I've seen this, but I didn't really research it well. Whereas we know Great Britain looted a lot of things. Some of the crown jewels they got by nefarious means. Now, if you ever find this and you're British, I'm not attacking you for being culturally British at all. Nor do I blame you for something someone has done a long time ago. What I'm going to say is going to offend you. Depending on the cultural significance of some of the things in your history museums, you need to return those things back to those lands. And here we go. I know somebody, oh, the self-righteous American, you Americans go do this, this, and this. Understand that the United States actually returned things. And again, I'm just giving my perspective as an outsider looking in. Whether you pay reparations to the Caribbean or to any of your Commonwealth nations is between Great Britain and those Commonwealth nations. But here's my third and final thing, because I was only going to lead on those three. On those first two I asked you. Speaking of Commonwealth, is it something that's still necessary? I mean, you are meeting with an empire that conquered you. No offense again. I mean, it might be mutually beneficial. There could be more to it. But there are certain people in those Commonwealth nations, certain citizens, who've got no YouTube, excuse my yawn, I'm tired, and rallied against the ideal of this Commonwealth. Which, when I, as an outsider looking in, when I see it, the Commonwealth seems to be a strong thing. But looks can be deceiving, so let me know. Again, I have no skin in this game as a foundational Black American. I listened to this speech, and the King, His Majesty, okay, talked about this in a cryptic manner, but he did not all in out come out and say that reparations were a no-no in comparison to what this article implies about Keir Starmer. Of course, you know he's the current Prime Minister. I'll emphasize this one more time before I close. Whatever happened in the past, I don't blame anyone for what someone else has done. Okay? Nor am I a believer that you should hold things against people. I was friends with someone, and they said something about me that's profound that sometimes I miss the friendship. But this person said something profound about me that I think can apply to the whole world, because this is me. This person told me, you don't collect grudges, you collect facts. What this means is, while you can dislike that something happened in the past, the fact of the matter is it happened and it had ripple effects. How you're going to correct those effects is going to depend on where you're located and how those effects took place. Reparations doesn't have an easy answer. Some people say it should be a tax break. Some people say it should be a check. Then you may have a few people that say return our relics and artifacts, which that third one, I'm on board for. Because a lot of that stuff was looted. You know it was looted, but you're doing this, yeah, but I don't see any reason to return it. Then there are people on the other side, and I can understand that say some nations are fighting and it would be irresponsible to return historical relics that they may destroy. Then there's another faction will say, yeah, they might destroy it, but it was stolen from their land in the first place. What I'm saying is there are no easy answers for this. Me personally, I don't think reparations is coming in my lifetime. I don't think they're ever coming. Not because I don't think people deserve them, but because there's a whole lot of logistical things involved with it. That don't mean I don't think it should happen. But I just find it curious, though, that this argument and ending monarchy started to rise up once the Queen passed away. Tell me what y'all think. I know we don't have a skin in this game in the United States, but it's interesting that there's a worldwide movement to be for atonement for the past. What do you all think?